Rankle as verb. To cause an irritation or wound to fester, become inflamed, or worsen over time. To produce an irritated or annoyed feeling in someone. To cause resentment or bitterness. The way he treated me still rankles, even though it happened years ago. His criticism of her work continued to rankle her, even weeks later. The injustice of the situation rankled him, and he resolved to take action. The insult from his colleague rankled him to the point that he could no longer work with her. The memory of the defeat rankled him for years, driving him to train harder and come back stronger. Upbraid as verb. To express dissatisfaction, disappointment, or disapproval in a harsh or critical manner. To scold, rebuke, or reprimand someone harshly. Jane upbraided her sister for borrowing her dress without permission. The coach upbraided the players for their lack of effort during the game. The boss upbraided the employee for being consistently late to work. The teacher upbraided the student for plagiarizing their essay. The customer upbraided the waiter for bringing the wrong order.
Vilify as verb. To slander or defame someone, often with the aim of discrediting them or causing harm. To speak or write about someone in an abusive or derogatory manner, often with the aim of damaging their reputation or character. The tabloids vilified the celebrity for her controversial remarks. The political campaign was filled with ads that vilified the opposing candidate. She felt hurt and angry when her ex-boyfriend tried to vilify her on social media. Some people try to vilify those who hold different beliefs or values than they do. It's not helpful to vilify people for their mistakes. We should focus on solutions instead. Ingratiate as verb. To endear oneself to someone, especially by flattering or doing favors. To gain favor or approval by behaving in a pleasing or obliging way. He tried to ingratiate himself with the boss by constantly complimenting her work. The politician attempted to ingratiate himself with the voters by promising tax cuts. The student tried to ingratiate herself with the teacher by staying after class to ask questions. The new employee brought in donuts on the first day to ingratiate herself with her coworkers. The company offered free samples to try to ingratiate its new product with consumers. Repudiate as verb. To disown or renounce something formally. To reject or deny something publicly and firmly. The company repudiated the allegations of environmental misconduct. The politician repudiated his earlier statements on immigration. The organization repudiated the actions of its members who engaged in unethical behavior. The father repudiated his son's decision to drop out of college. The leader repudiated the extremist views of a faction within the party. Flow as verb. To flow continuously or change constantly. To melt or fuse, especially in metallurgy. The company is in the process of fluxing its marketing strategy to better target younger consumers. The river's water levels flux throughout the year due to changes in rainfall and snowmelt. The prices of stocks are constantly fluxing based on market conditions and investor behavior. The artist's creative process often involves fluxing between different styles and mediums. The software program fluxes its output based on user input and data analysis. Badger as verb. To annoy or pester persistently with demands, questions, or proposals. To confront or challenge persistently or aggressively. The salesperson wouldn't stop badgering me to buy a product I wasn't interested in. The coach constantly badgered his players to perform better and work harder. She felt like her parents were always badgering her about her grades and her future plans. The interviewer kept badgering the celebrity about her personal life, despite her repeated requests to stick to the topic of her work. He was badgered by his co-workers to contribute to the office gift fund, even though he didn't want to. Hedge, to avoid making a clear or definite statement, often by using ambiguous or evasive language. To surround or enclose something with a barrier or obstruction, often for the purpose of protection or security. He tried to hedge his bets by investing in different types of stocks. The company hedged against a rise in the cost of raw materials by buying futures contracts. She hedged her answer, not wanting to commit to a specific course of action. The politician hedged when asked about his position on the controversial issue. The player hedged his position on the field to protect the ball from the opponent's tackles.
Maunder as verb, speak or act in a rambling, confused, or aimless manner. He tends to maunder on about his past experiences instead of engaging in the present. The professor would maunder through his lectures, losing his audience in the process. She would often maunder through her stories, leaving out important details. The politician would maunder in his speeches, never really getting to the point. The comedian would often maunder on, making the audience uncomfortable. Arrogate as verb, to claim or seize without justification, often to the point of denying others their rightful possessions or status, to claim or take something that one has no right to. The dictator arrogated to himself the power to make all decisions for the country without consulting anyone else. She arrogated the credit for the project's success, even though it was a team effort. The company CEO arrogated the company's profits to himself and his family, leaving nothing for the employees. He arrogated the title of expert without actually having any qualifications or experience in the field. The landlord arrogated the right to enter the tenants' apartments without their permission, violating their privacy.
Engender as verb, to bring about or give rise to cause or produce something. The new policies were designed to engender greater trust between the company and its customers. The charity event aimed to engender a sense of community and social responsibility. The author hoped that her book would engender a national conversation about mental health. The team-building exercises were meant to engender better communication and collaboration among employees. The project manager sought to engender a culture of innovation and risk-taking within the company.
Execrate as verb, to curse or condemn vehemently, denounce, to declare to be evil or detestable, abhor. Some people execrate the use of slang in professional settings. The dictator was execrated by his people for his oppressive policies. The politician was execrated by the media for his controversial statements. She would often execrate her ex-husband when talking to her friends. The church teaches us not to execrate others, but to forgive them.
Exalt as verb, to praise highly, to glorify, or to honor someone or something, to raise up, elevate, or lift to a higher position or status. Many religious traditions seek to exalt their deities. The book exalts the virtues of hard work and perseverance. The beauty of the landscape was exalted by the sunrise. The musician's performance was exalted by the enthusiastic audience. The soldiers were exalted for their bravery in battle. Impute as verb, to attribute responsibility or blame for something to someone. To credit someone with something, especially an achievement or quality. The company was found guilty of imputing false information on their financial statements. He imputed the blame for the project's failure to his team members. The media imputed his success to his family connections rather than his own talent. The study imputed a link between smoking and cancer. She imputed negative motives to his behavior without giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Mollify as verb. To calm or ease someone's anger, frustration, or annoyance. To lessen someone's hostility, anger, or irritability. The teacher tried to mollify the angry student by listening to their concerns and addressing them. The company's apology and promise to make amends helped mollify the public's outrage over the scandal. The manager offered a raise to mollify the disgruntled employee and convince them to stay with the company. The parents gave their child a treat to mollify their tantrum and calm them down. The politician attempted to mollify the opposition by offering concessions and compromises.
Qualify as verb. To demonstrate or possess the necessary skills, abilities, knowledge, or experience required for a particular task or activity. To meet the necessary criteria or requirements for a particular position, status, or role. To qualify for the job, candidates must have at least 5 years of relevant experience. The athlete had to qualify for the finals by winning a preliminary round. The college student had to take a test to qualify for advanced placement courses. The company had to meet certain criteria to qualify for a government grant. The restaurant had to qualify for a health inspection before it could open its doors. Remonstrate as verb. To argue or plead with someone in an attempt to persuade them. To present or offer objections, protests, or objections to someone. The employee remonstrated with their boss about the unfair workload. The parent remonstrated with their child about the importance of honesty. The teacher remonstrated with the student about their disruptive behavior in class. The activist remonstrated with the government about the need for climate action. The customer remonstrated with the store manager about the defective product they had purchased. Hamstring as verb. To cause serious damage or injury to the tendons at the back of the knee. To severely restrict or limit the ability of someone or something to function or operate effectively. The robbery hamstrung the small business. The company was hamstrung by the lack of investment. The political scandal hamstrung the politician's career. The team was hamstrung by injuries to key players. The new policy hamstrung the organization's ability to operate efficiently. Dissemble as verb. To conceal one's true feelings, motives, or intentions. To disguise or pretend. Mary was an expert at dissembling her true feelings, always putting on a cheerful face even when she was upset or angry. The company's CEO was accused of dissembling in his public statements about the reasons for the recent layoffs. When questioned about his involvement in the robbery, the suspect began to dissemble, giving conflicting stories about where he was at the time of the crime. The politician tried to dissemble his true intentions by speaking in vague terms and avoiding direct answers to questions. The spy was trained to dissemble his true identity, adopting various disguises and cover stories to avoid detection. Elicit as verb. To bring out or draw out something, such as information or a response, from a person or thing. To evoke or call forth an emotional response, reaction, or memory. The detective's questioning finally elicited a confession from the suspect. The teacher used a variety of techniques to elicit participation from shy students. The comedian's jokes elicited a lot of laughter from the audience. The artist's work was designed to elicit strong, emotional responses from viewers. The survey was conducted to elicit feedback from customers about their experiences with the company. Ready to boost your English? Meet our vocabulary app, the fun and effective way to master the language. Books learn advanced words with examples and audio. Direct hit master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Video game enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Glow showing Europe, Africa translate into 100+ languages, all in one app. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.